Today yes, I mean you and me, are showing love to harems.
I got bitches all on my dick and every day.
The harem genre is the land of the self-insert MCs.
Oh shit, that's me!
And look, I understand people hate on the genre for having the same dense MC with the personality of sliced bread, somehow managing to pull every character in a 10-mile radius just by being nice. Even though I can't agree with this sentiment in a lot of cases, I still enjoy these shows, even though majority of them are probably just guilty pleasure watches, especially when combined with the isekai genre, which might be the most hated premise combo.
Read, nigga, read!
The harem genre has that heat, so I'm here to introduce you or get you to rewatch said heat. Also, mild spoilers for these 4 series. Now let me put you on game. First, let's talk about The World Only God Knows. This show plays with the typical harem rom-com formula. What do I mean by this, you ask? I'll get to that. But first, I have to introduce you to the Riz God. My boy Kama, the god of conquest, has platinum trophied every dating sim game, clearing all routes and seeing all endings. Bro really doesn't even care about real women because he thinks 2D is superior. Honestly, I respect the dedication to the craft, but that is some real Discord mod shit. But don't worry, my GOAT skills are put to the test when a demon basically baits him into signing a contract where he's tasked with making real women fall in love with him to capture escaped evil souls, or else he'll be put on a t-shirt due to his brain getting nuketowned. Yeah. Bro really signed a contract without reading the terms and conditions. Honestly, I doubt a majority of people do. You could really be trying to create an account for a game, and because you auto-accepted the terms and conditions, you just signed yourself up to be a test subject for Orochimaru. Keima obviously decides that he has to cook up, so he starts treating all the girls he needs to save as a dating sim route, analyzing their personality, their patterns, and what makes them triggered, so he can get them to fall in love with him as fast as possible. Bro is really doing speedrun strats for real-world romance. You gotta love it. Now, what makes The World Only God Knows different is the fact that each arc focuses on a different girl, giving them actual character and depth, instead of being characters that just flock around the MC with no purpose. Each girl is distinctively different from one another, each having their own hopes, dreams, fears, and my GOAT Keima genuinely helps them overcome their problems. He really is such a great guy. And the show only gets better and better as you watch it, leading up to season 3 where everything practically just goes haywire. Keima still has to deal with the issue of his head getting blown straight off, while now having to deal with some random organization foiling his plans. But overall, if I had to give the show a rating, it's like a solid 8, and depending on the day, maybe giving it either a 7.5 or 8.5. But overall, the show's a great watch, and you should definitely give it a shot if you haven't watched it just yet. Moving on, I know it's early, but let me introduce you to possibly the final boss of harem anime, the 100 girlfriends who really love you. Honestly, the title tells you everything you need to know, but I'll explain it anyways. Rentaro, before becoming one of the harem kings, had actually got rejected exactly 100 times, as if my guy is some bum, some scrub. And before fully crashing out, he pleads to the gods to actually help him land a girlfriend. So the god of the shrine was actually listening and tells him that he will meet 100 soulmates in high school. Bro is really drowning in success while others are dying of thirst. But with this, it does come one caveat, being that if he rejects any of the girls, well, let's just say they'll be changing servers forever. So my guy Rentaro, like the smart man he is, decides to embrace the harem and is dating all of them, because why pick one when you could just have them all? And thank the Lord that Rentaro isn't some oblivious MC. Like, don't come to the show expecting a dense main character. This isn't that, oh no, I don't know if she likes me. Bro, she's quite literally giving you all the signs. Within the first episode, bro wastes no time and lands 2 of them. This is what harem should be. Understand wanting to pick a character the MC ends up with, but sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and ball out. Full send the harem route. This is the truest harem series simply because it fully embraces the absurdity of the genre. The girls are all different tropes, done very well. For example, Karane is what you expect to be the typical tsundere type character, but she also ends up being the most trustworthy and supportive character out of them all. And Akari seems like the typical ditzy, clumsy love interest, but then you realize that she's actually very calculated. She kind of reminds me of Kushida from Classroom of the Elite. And the list goes on with each girl being different and all of them getting their moments and development within the show. And at this point, at the time of recording, in the manga, he's currently up to 35 different girlfriends, all of them being unique. And when I think about it, bro might have the best life because there's also no jealousy within the harem. All the girls are friends with each other and just be vibing. And honestly, Rentero's a great MC as well. Bro genuinely loves each girl and does his absolute best for all of them. And in reality, if you put any other MC into the situation, they are gonna fumble it and then they're gonna get 4 nukes or 25 UAVs. I would also argue that this is one of the better comedy anime out there with how absurd the situations are. The gags, the references, they all land. And the show actually managed to get a couple chuckles out of me. The manga goes even harder. This is gonna be a mild spoiler, but like in chapter 130, which is the celebration for the anime being announced, this nigga Rentero really speared common sense off the school building because it was being too logical about how expensive it would be to animate the series. Like, bro, what? So personally, I believe everyone should give this show a shot, especially if you want to see the harem premise took into the furthest extent. Now, if you need a little bit more action inside your harem soup, I got a show for you. Tenchi Muyo War on Geminar. A lot of you have probably watched or at least heard of the Tenchi Muyo franchise, most likely because it did air on Toonami. It is pretty much one of the OGs in the genre, with a bunch of media for the main canon and spin-off series. War on Geminar is one of the spin-offs, so you don't really need to watch the previous series. Of course, some things will go over your head, but it isn't necessary to enjoy the show. I'll also add that if you're someone who doesn't like the not hentai, but not rated E for everyone genre, I mean ecchi, you should probably avoid this show, because this show is fan service galore, and on occasion, you might see some nips. Alright, with the setup done, let's talk about Kenshi, Mr. Do-It-All, Mr. Every Occupation. He gets isekai'd.
Hey, no, stop, just calm down.
We love isekai in this household. No isekai slander will be tolerated unless I do it. Now, back to what I was saying. He gets isekai'd into the world of Geminar, where he's a beast when it comes to piloting these Gundams called sacred mechanoids. In the first episode, bro is sick due to overexerting himself, but he is still applying straight belt to ass on the main cast. Bro is a menace. Like, he is basically pub stomping these fools. Not only is he goated when it comes to piloting the Gundams, Brody could get assigned any task and will complete it with maximum efficiency. After seeing his skills in episode 1, he pretty much gets hired as a bodyguard for Princess Lashara while she's at the academy. And while at the academy, all the girls and the grown-ass women are trying to get into this man's drawers. This is because they assume that his offspring will be pretty much goated because he is. They are practically on some Mabarajo shit. There are moments where he has to actually evade the girls in the academy from catching him, to the point where he runs into the forest, causing the girls to either get lost or pass out from exhaustion. And because he's built different, he's included on the rescue team to bring them back. And honestly, we gotta put him on some super soldier team, because he just be doing shit casually to a comedic extent. He doesn't need no power up, no training session, because he's already him. The main girls in the harem are also pretty solid characters, like Aura, who's the princess of a dark elf kingdom and is actually very competent inside her mech. That also goes for Chaya, who is Princess Lashara's personal bodyguard as well. And Lashara's funny because she essentially pimps out Kenshi to do different tasks and endorses every single thing he does while she's dealing with her own political issues. And as Kenshi is doing his task, he's actively trying to return back to his world and complete his mission, which he doesn't even really know he has to do. And that's the only reason he really avoids the girls' advances. It's not that he's oblivious or dense, he's just focused on his goal, and we can all respect that. Due to the show being 13 episodes with each one being 45 minutes, you have a good amount of content to sit and enjoy. I bring all this up just to say that the War on Geminar is a great watch and a good entry point if you want to actually learn more about the Tenchi Muyo franchise. Last but not least, now look, before you say, but this is just another rom-com harem where nothing actually happens. Yes, Nisekoi is a rom-com harem, but it has sauce, has style. Nisekoi is about my little homie Raku, the son of a Yakuza boss being forced into a fake relationship with Chitoge, who happens to be the daughter of the boss of a rival mafia faction. The reason that they're doing this to begin with is to stop their gangs from waging war with each other, because these niggas got hatred for one another. With their relationship, they're quite literally stopping pure bloodshed. And besides besides the fact that they actually hate each other with a passion as well, the real reason this is an issue is that Raku has this locket, that ice, he received from his childhood friend that has the matching key to it. This should be simple, but he doesn't even remember her. And guess what? The funny thing is, it turns out that every important girl in the story seems to have some special key that might unlock it, including Chitoge and Onidera, the girl he actually has a crush on. So bro is trying to keep the fake relationship going while also trying to start a relationship with Onidera, while also praying that she's the childhood friend he made a promise with. Now, you might still be thinking that this is like every other rom-com harem out there. You're right. You can end the video here and have a great day. Now, to my fellow intellectuals that are still here. These characters are actually very fun to watch. Whether it be Marika, openly doing everything in her power to get with Raku, and just so happens to be the daughter of the police commissioner, to Sugumi being a hitman who is a ride or die for Chitoge, I'll also include one of the best supporting characters in one of these type of shows. My boy Shu is Raku's best friend, and of course, the wingman. He doesn't point Raku into any direction, but he does help him when he needs it, and sometimes he does enjoy stirring the pot. Bro gets a whole episode pretty much dedicated to his own love situation, and honestly it's one of the best episodes. I'll also say the same thing for Rui, who's pretty much Onidera's wingwoman. Typically in these shows you only care about the MC and the people that's inside the harem, but Nisekoi makes his supporting cast actually memorable. All the characters are great and lead to fun, chaotic situations all the time. Now the animation and the art style cooks. This shit is gorgeous at times. And that's pretty much expected since this is produced by Studio Shaft, who did the Monogatari and Madoka Magica series. Some of you when watching may have that itch of the will they won't they bug, and yes, it is frustrating at times, but overall it is satisfying to watch. And while watching, you'll end up picking a waifu, a best girl, and hating the other options because you have sworn loyalty and allegiance to your queen. And depending how serious you are, you'll continue into the manga to find
The One Piece!
find out which girl Raku ends up with. All jokes aside, Nisekoi, watch it now. Right now. Forget all responsibilities, drop it all, and just go watch it. I know there was a bunch of harems that I could have covered, and hopefully I'll make a part 2 covering some more. But these are the ones that came to mind as soon as I thought of making this vid. But hey, if you disagree with my choices, leave a comment telling me what I should have included instead. Like, comment, subscribe, and actually, thanks for all the love and support in the previous vid. Also, have you guys seen this teaser that the ReZero official account posted? White Fox, if this is the what if stories, then my life is yours. Anyways, hope you all have a great day.